Let's get right into it. Number 10. The all-American breakfast scam. You wake up thinking you need bacon and eggs. That feeling isn't natural at all. Back in the 1920s, most Americans ate light breakfasts. Coffee, maybe some toast, and that's it. Then a company called Beechnut wanted to sell more bacon. So they hired Edward Bernays, Sigmund Freud's nephew. Bernays was a master manipulator. His plan was simple but terrifying. He got 4,500 real doctors to sign off on the idea that a hearty breakfast was healthier than a light one. He literally created medical advice to sell bacon. The newspapers ran headlines everywhere. 4,500 physicians urge Americans to eat hearty breakfasts. Just like that, your great-grandparents started thinking they needed bacon and eggs every morning. This manipulation worked so well, you probably still think you need a hearty breakfast to start your day. You might even feel guilty when you skip it. That guilt is not your body talking. That's a 100-year-old marketing campaign still messing with your head. Number 9. The coffee break conspiracy. That mid-morning coffee break you take at work is not some ancient workplace tradition. It's the result of one of the most successful marketing campaigns in history. In 1952, the Pan American Coffee Bureau was worried because coffee sales were dropping. So they launched a massive campaign with the slogan, "Give yourself a coffee break and get what coffee gives to you." They didn't just want to sell coffee. They wanted to change how America worked. Before this campaign, people would grab coffee during work, but it wasn't an official, structured part of the day. The Coffee Bureau spent millions promoting the idea that coffee breaks made workers more productive. It worked better than they could have ever imagined. Companies started making coffee breaks a regular policy. Unions began demanding them in contracts. A bunch of coffee companies invented a tradition that's now protected by law in many places. They literally created a mandatory pause in your workday just to sell more coffee. It's like if Red Bull convinced companies that everyone needs a mandatory energy drink break at 3 p.m. It worked so well that we completely forgot it was marketing. Next time your boss says it's time for the coffee break, remember, you're not just taking a break. You're participating in one of the most successful marketing tricks ever pulled. At least this corporate manipulation comes with caffeine. Number 8. A glass of sunshine with breakfast. In the early 1900s, California had too many oranges rotting on the trees because nobody was buying them. Orange farmers were watching their profits turn to mush, so they hired Albert Lasker, the father of modern advertising. Back then, oranges were special treats. You'd get one in your Christmas stocking. Nobody drank orange juice with breakfast. Lasker launched a campaign telling people to drink an orange. The ads called orange juice a glass of sunshine and claimed it would cure acidosis, a vague condition they said made you tired and sluggish. People bought it. Within a few years, orange juice became as much a part of breakfast as eggs and toast. By the 1930s, people bought special glass juicers just to make their morning OJ. Companies even started selling frozen concentrate, so you could have your sunshine year-round. When you juice an orange, you throw away all the good fiber and just keep the sugar water. You'd be better off just eating the orange. A marketing guy with too many oranges changed what billions of people eat for breakfast. You're not drinking orange juice because your body needs it. You're drinking it because a bunch of farmers had too many oranges 100 years ago. Number 7. The fear of BO. The year is 1919. A magazine ad shows a young woman crying with the headline, "Within the curve of a woman's arm." The ad tells a story about a woman who can't figure out why she's unpopular. Turns out, she has something called BO, a term that didn't even exist before this ad campaign by the company Odorono. Before this, people didn't really care about the smell of sweat. It was a normal part of being human. But Odorono had a problem. They couldn't sell their antiperspirant, so their marketing team decided to make women terrified of their own natural body odor. Their ads were brutal, telling women they might be secretly offending everyone around them. It worked. Sales exploded. The early formulas were so strong they could burn your skin and clothes, but people used them anyway. After successfully making women paranoid, the companies realized they were missing half the market, so they started targeting men. At first, men thought deodorant was feminine, so the companies changed their strategy. They started running ads, showing men losing job promotions because of BO, or getting rejected by women for being offensive. By the 1950s, everyone was convinced that natural body odor was a crime against humanity. These companies convinced us that a natural bodily function was disgusting, and they made billions doing it. Number 6. The Tingly-Clean Feeling. That minty tingle that makes your mouth feel fresh? It's completely made up. Back in the 1920s, Almost nobody used toothpaste. Then Claude Hopkins, an advertising genius hired by Pepsodent, noticed something. There's a natural film that forms on your teeth. It's harmless, but Hopkins saw an opportunity. He ran ads telling people to run their tongue across their teeth, feel that film, and be disgusted by it. Pepsodent added ingredients that had nothing to do with cleaning teeth. They added citrus acids and mint oils that created a cool, tingly sensation. When people brushed with Pepsodent, they felt this tingling, and their brain connected that feeling to clean. Within a few years, toothbrushing went from almost nobody to a daily habit for millions. Other toothpaste companies had to add these tingling ingredients too, not because they cleaned better, but because people wouldn't believe their teeth were clean without that sensation. Today, we're so conditioned that toothpaste without it feels wrong. Companies literally add irritants just to make your mouth tingle. It's like paying extra for someone to slightly annoy your mouth. We've been programmed to associate mild oral discomfort with cleanliness. Number 5. The crime of jaywalking. That guilt you feel crossing the street at the wrong spot was manufactured by car companies. Before cars, streets belonged to everyone. Kids played in them, people crossed wherever they wanted, but then cars came along and started turning people into road pancakes. In the 1920s, people were furious and wanted to put strict speed limits on cars. The auto industry saw this and came up with a genius plan: blame pedestrians. They literally invented the word jaywalking. Back then, jay meant something like stupid country bumpkin. So calling someone a jaywalker was like calling them an idiot who doesn't know how to live in a city. Car companies ran massive PR campaigns shaming pedestrians. They got Boy Scouts to hand out cards to people crossing the street wrong. It worked. Before these campaigns, if a car hit you, it was the driver's fault. Afterwards, if a car hit you while jaywalking, it became your fault. Within a few years, people started believing that walking across their own city's streets was a crime. The car industry managed to privatize public space and make us feel guilty for using it. Next time you're waiting at an empty crosswalk, you're not just being law-abiding, you're being obedient to a marketing campaign from 100 years ago. Number 4. Lather, rinse, repeat. You grab your shampoo, squirt some into your palm, and follow those 3 words on the bottle. Lather, rinse, repeat. You've been played. That little word, repeat, might be the most successful marketing trick ever pulled on your scalp. Back in the 1950s, marketers realized that adding 1 word to shampoo bottles could double their sales. That word was repeat. There's no scientific reason to wash your hair twice. Unless you've been rolling around in mud, 1 wash is plenty, but this simple instruction created a habit so powerful that we're still doing it decades later. You've probably never even questioned it. It just feels right. The more shampoo you use, the faster you run out. The faster you run out, the more bottles you buy. And the companies are laughing all the way to the bank. Shampoo sales doubled after adding this 1 word to the instructions. It's the same reason toothpaste ads show a huge swirl of paste on the brush when you only need a pea-sized amount. It's all part of the same playbook. Get people to use more product than necessary and watch the profits roll in. Number 3. The war on women's body hair. In 1915, a razor company just made bank selling to soldiers in World War I. The war's ending, and they're thinking, great, now what do we do with all these razors? Then some marketing genius looked at half the population and thought, we could convince women they're disgusting for having something that naturally grows on their bodies. Before this, women weren't worried about their armpit or leg hair, but Gillette saw an opportunity. Women's sleeveless dresses were becoming popular, and they thought, perfect timing. They launched their first women's razor, the Milady Décolleté. They ran ads showing women in sleeveless dresses, looking horrified at their own armpits. The ads said a woman's body hair was embarrassing and she should feel bad about it. They invented a problem just to sell the solution, and the public ate it up. Within a few years, they had women believing that body hair was unfeminine. By the 1920s, they were telling women their leg hair was offensive too. They created a campaign so powerful that 100 years later, women still feel pressured to shave. It's like convincing someone they need to paint their pancreas. You're not shaving because it's natural or necessary. You're doing it because a marketing team in 1915 needed to boost their quarterly profits. Number 2. The 3,000-mile oil change. That 3,000-mile oil change sticker on your windshield is a lie. The 3,000-mile rule started when car engines were basically metal boxes of hope and prayer. The oil they used wasn't much better. As engines got better and oil became more advanced, The 3,000-mile rule stuck around, thanks to quick lube chains that popped up everywhere in the 1970s. They knew that modern cars with synthetic oils could last way longer, anywhere from 7,000 to 15,000 miles. But if they convince you to change your oil twice as often as needed, they double their income. They're not worried about your engine. They're worried about their wallet. This habit got passed down through generations like a family heirloom nobody wants. Dad teaches son teaches grandson, and suddenly everyone's changing their oil far more often than needed. Most modern cars will straight up tell you when they need an oil change. They have sensors and computers that make that little windshield sticker look about as modern as a stone tablet. Next time someone tells you to change your oil every 3,000 miles, remember you're being sold a solution to a problem that stopped existing around the same time as disco. Check your car's manual instead. It's that book in your glove compartment you've never opened. Number 1. The rise of snack time. You get hungry around 3 p.m. Your brain starts screaming for food even though you had lunch a few hours ago. That's not your body talking. That's decades of clever marketing whispering in your ear. Back in the 1950s, food companies had a problem. People were only eating 3 meals a day. This was terrible for business. So these companies came up with a brilliant plan. They decided to create a whole new mealtime. They called it snack time. They ran ads showing happy families enjoying their afternoon energy boost. They showed busy office workers staying productive with their midday snacks. They manufactured a problem and sold you the cure. Then they started making individually wrapped portions. This did 2 things. It made snacking more convenient, and it made it seem more portion-controlled, and therefore healthier. Studies show people actually eat more when food comes in individual portions. They even targeted kids with after-school snacks. Those commercials showing kids coming home from school starving weren't a thing before food companies made it one. It worked so well that now we think it's weird if someone doesn't snack. Decades later, our bodies are so conditioned that we actually start getting hungry at these manufactured snack times. These companies hacked our operating system and installed a snack.exe file that we can't delete. Next time you feel that 3 p.m. hunger pang, remember that's not your body talking. That's just the ghost of marketing past, trying to sell you another bag of chips. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.